Hey everybody! Welcome back. Dude, I've been sucking real bad. It's Slay the Spire lately. It's been terrible. I don't know why I'm talking like this now. I did do an off-camera run last night, and during said off-camera run, I managed to get to the final boss, and I died on the Awakened one after transforming it. I honestly think we should lose 7 max HP and just cull a defend and a strike from our deck. Makes us get to the survive, or what is it? Yeah, it's survivor, right? Yeah, it makes us get to survivor and neutralize that much faster, and allows us to add 2 cards without, you know, overfilling the deck past the point of thickness. Let's move on. Come on, get down with the thickness. Open up your... You get the idea. Okay. So I'm genuinely trying to play better. Are we making some rookie mistakes? Probably on the regular. 5 damage? 10 damage. We can get around that. Yeah, we can get around that. I choose to take 0 whenever possible. You know, I mean, at this point, I don't need to narrate the ongoing monologue of how I play Slay the Spire. You probably got it figured out if you've been watching for any length of time. But I'm endeavoring to play better. I think I've had a couple bad runs, committing to synergies early and then not getting payouts for them. But again, there's not that much I think that you can do about that. I'm not saying that I'm, you know, completely innocent in these plays that I've made, especially like the episode where I just forgot to get rid of the curse from my deck. That was idiotic. But I think we haven't had the best draws for prizes. I do like all of these cards, but footwork into one synergy that's been suggested a lot is take a block-heavy silent deck that's really thin and just focus on getting some damage over time to the enemy and then block through all their attacks. They won't be able to get you. I'm going to take your word for it. For the time being, I think Dexterity is an awesome enabler. Might cause us to take a little bit of damage up front. Although, let me think about it. If I play Dexterity, are these going to block for 8? 7. I'm still going to play both of these. Because the Dex is like a permanent bonus. We had our slow turn. Now in the future, we can, you know, reap the rewards of it. You're only hitting for 7, which means we can hit you with one of those, one of these, one of these, one of these, and up. So now, what are other enablers if we're going to take a block synergy deck? Which I can't promise we will. But other enablers, Blur seems like the big one. Because Blur allows us to roll over excess block. And between Dexterity and, you know, Survivor and Defend, we're going to probably have a decent amount of excess block. You're not going to be dead. So we should play 2 of these, unfortunately. And it's a slow-going game right now, but that's okay. We also might want to get, I mean, relics, of course, are a whole different bag. But if we can get the relic that does poison damage every turn, or it does damage every turn in any capacity, that could be good. I think Acrobatics is pretty good, but what if we say, all right, Acrobatics is a great card. Deflect, I don't really think is. I think it's not a dead card. It's just not worth as much as like a Dexterity plus block right now. What if we got some damage over time in the deck and at least leave this open for a defense-heavy deck? Maybe. We're about to remove a card, so let's take our Relic. We did get a curse. Whenever you get to a rest site, start the next combat with 2 energy. Is it worth it? I'd prefer not to answer that question. If you ask me how I know, I gotta plead the 5th. It's very cheap Acrobatics. So after all that, I am gonna take a Deflect. Pretty cheap. I think we want to go right, even though it misses the question mark. It gets us 2 elites and a campfire, which I think is fine. But the reason I like Deflect is because if we play Footwork, Deflect now becomes 6 free block, which seems really nice. And you're going to hit me for 14. I'm going to choose to take 1 damage here. It's the first damage I've taken. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. So you're killed to neutralize. You're dead if we can get a little bit more gas. Like 3 strikes and a neutralize is probably lethal. We didn't even get close. So I think we'll neutralize you. Strike, defend, doesn't really matter. When your enemy strikes, you must defend. There's an NLSS Circle Jerk post for you. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Game of War. Oh, was it Game of War? No, that's a Mobile Strike. Just here's a Slay the Spire 101. When your enemy strikes, you must defend. I'm gonna take Dagger Spray. I love AoE. I'm learning to love AoE. Learning to know all about you. Learning to like you. Learning to hope you like me. Getting to know you. Getting to know. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched The Addams Family. Ruka. How you doing, buddy? Good? How's it going? Are you flowing? We're gonna get poisoned probably on our next draw. No, neutralize. I think I'd rather take 5, knowing we're gonna not want to rest much on the first floor. We'd really like to get our damage done as quickly as, or our deck gassed as quickly as possible. Day by day. Okay, so let's stand, dump that, play this, hit ya. Now, we know he's gonna go into his debuff phase soon, which is really bad for us, because we've done almost no damage to him, but we've also taken almost no damage. I think we've made a little bit of a miscalculation that's gonna make our life harder. I'd like to have him around like 40 HP, so we're actually like way behind schedule here, but if we're gonna change strategy, now's like literally the time, because it's only gonna get harder from here. Taking a little damage, but not much. But remember, like, our dex and strength is pretty much exclusively gonna get worse. I think we accept... Let's accept 9 of this damage. While doing a little bit of our own. Poison is essentially static. It doesn't matter what our HP is. Or, sorry, it doesn't matter if we're weak. Or made weaker, I should say. Our dex is about to hit 0. And we're, like, our attacks are going to do next to no damage. This is where we really... Yeah, we should have committed earlier to taking him down, I think. Because now we're dealing 4 damage with our strikes, and that's not really very good. We're lucky we're drawing some clutch weaknesses here, but yeah. This is like a mathematics situation. Like, we should have been able to do the math and be like, well, if we take 18 damage here, it might save us 30 later. Anyway, Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power or random card in your hand costs 0. That's lovely. I do think Bane sort of fits with what we're going for. And this, it doesn't make footwork free, but it makes it close to free. Couldn't have asked for more than that right there. It gives you a refund. So we're starting to get a mild synergy right off the bat here. You're going to get stronger, but as long as we draw Survive, I'm not too concerned, and you only need a little bit of extra damage to take you out. In fact, this will just do it. Did make us vulnerable, so we are going to take 6. We probably have to rest. I would still like to fight the elite, but we probably have to rest. Strike is going to deal 6/6, so I think we go like that, and something like that, and probably pull a little one of these, and then smack you twice. You're almost dead. We should really be cautious. We got a 15-card deck, and it's not all gas yet. So we want to take good cards and ignore bad ones. Anything related to a poison or block synergy is probably a good call. These are all things that we've essentially asked for. You might think I'm crazy for this, but I really think that Blur is the #1 enabler. I think it's the most critical card for this deck right now. We have to rest. I wish it weren't the case. And then we're going to take this path right here. So our relic is Bottled Lightning. You can choose a card and make it innate. I don't know how valuable an innate blur is, but it can only be a skill as well. Otherwise, I would definitely take. I would have definitely taken dexterity, but it is what it is. So I think you like a little dagger spray here. I think you like that. I think you like that. Right, we get 2 extra energy because of Ancient Tea Set. Now, having played all of this, it actually makes sense to play Deflect and Blur. It's 9 block for our next turn. But most situations are not going to be like that. We're in a great spot, though, because this dude is definitely going to break on the next turn, because he's one step closer to the edge. He's still going to... He did get interrupted. Lovely. Blur's not going to get rolled over, so I think we can just pass turn now. He didn't get as hurt as I wanted. I wanted to draw a handful of strikes and just take him down so that each one of these guys would have, like, 14 HP instead of 28, but nobody's attacking, so I'm happy right now. Play footwork. Defend is free, but irrelevant. Bane is better than a strike, so we'll play it. We want to get some, what would be a great relic? Peace Pipe, to be able to remove cards from our deck. If I could get like a 20-card deck of all great cards, that's kind of where I want to be on this run. 6/5/3 will kill you. And then 5 free block for our next turn. It is helpful for me that these guys choose never to attack. Only to debuff over and over. Please don't let me stop you. We do have to fight an elite on this path, though, so it's for the best. I think we really want to take 0 damage, because some of these elites on floor 1, if you're not ready for them, they can hit you pretty hard. I don't think we want any of this. I'm kind of tempted. Outmaneuver is great. Deflect fits, but do we need 2 deflects? I don't think so. Great dagger spray opportunity. I think we should accept that we're probably going to be hit here. This takes 5 off the field. This takes another 5 off the field. This takes another 5 off the field. And then this blocks the remaining 3 damage to be done. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this was not really to kill the acid slimes. It was to help us kill the elite that we're about to go up against. And a regen potion is just beautiful. I think you accept Bouncing Flask as your Lord and Savior, and you hope that you get that to cost 0 by playing Dexterity. We could raise our odds, but I think I'm just going to play it. It hit a defend. I'm not upset. I'm going to drink this real quick. I do think you want to break debuffs. I kind of like Blur. Into a deflect, into a free defend. We save 4 block to roll over for our next turn. And then, I think we smack one. And really all we're doing there is taking off, you're doing 5 damage. And then taking off the nullification of a debuff. I think that was an okay first turn. So we still get to maintain 4 block. 7/7, we'll still be in a great spot. I think we dagger spray them. Block, block. I don't see any reason yet to choose to take damage. We're still ahead of the curve. We're not going to draw Blur this time, though. And our deck is getting worse and worse, admittedly. It's not going to be the most popular play I've ever made, but I'm going to neutralize him to get for 0 to get rid of the nullification of the debuff. They're going to hit him with something like this. We're going to get hit for 0. We're not going to maintain any block, but I think that's fine. But our draw pile is going to have a lot of ethereal cards in it, and that's where things are going to start to become a little questionable, but that's why we invested the regen potion early. So you definitely want a dagger spray. I mean, the turn plays itself, right? Somehow, we're still taking 0 damage. And finally, an enemy is probably going to die next turn. But I wouldn't get too excited. We are still going to be drawing more nastiness. And we are going to take a hit this turn. You're dead. You're going to start to go next. Yeah, we're going to take 1 damage. We want to kill this guy before his debuff wears off. I don't mind ending our turn like this, because these 2 cards are going to disappear now. When we discard them, that's fine. We make, a to-do list and we deal with them later, but I I would rather just have them gone forever if it's all equal to you. I think I like this first. Okay. We're gonna take 8. I dragged it onto the wrong enemy, and it's unlikely to matter much, but still, that's annoying. Honestly, except for that mistake, this fight has been pretty nice. The fact that we were able to stay pretty well on HP, despite things being a little cumbersome, has me feeling good. You know, we got lucky that we got like a dream potion, but still, you're dead. Lovely, that was good. And we get a relic as a reward. Molten egg. Choose and upgrade an attack. Applying 4 poison is nice. Dealing more damage with dagger spray is nice. Bane gets a 6 damage buff, and neutralize actually applies more damage, but because neutralize, or applies more weakness, but because neutralize, and it does do more damage, but because it is already 0, we can already play this on turn 1. I don't think we need this necessarily to do that. I think I'm gonna go for dagger spray. 3 enemies taking 4 extra damage. That's a 12 damage buff. And then our card. I don't think we need it, honestly. I don't think concentrate is good enough. It's good if you got statuses, but keep the deck thin for now. Let's smith and upgrade a card. Can we make... I thought maybe footwork could become innate. Honestly, upgrading blur is really nice. A footwork plus blur then would give us like 10 block that's rolled over. An extra 3 poison damage done with a bouncing flask, also real good. You know, I think you gotta go footwork. Now that I think about it. It trickles down to like so many other cards that seems important. We can't afford Apotheosis, that's been happening a lot lately. Escape Plan is like pretty good, admittedly. It's always going to be nice. It's always going to be card draw, but I kind of just like the idea of dumping like a basic strike out of this deck and keeping our deck as thin as possible. And we come here. I'm not going to heal for 12. I would rather upgrade, and this time we'll upgrade Blur. Which, again, with Dexterity is only going to become better. So we went block heavy, and it's against an enemy that block's really important for. So I'm feeling okay for now. I think you might as well neutralize him for damage. We might as well poison him, because it's a decent amount of damage early. We have 5 energy, and it also enables Bane, which is like our single best attack. And I straight up think you just blur and defend to get ready for when he's going to hit you for like 30 on your next turn. Literally 30. Hilariously, we're going to take no damage, and he's only going to get weaker. So we've weathered the storm of the first attack. Sounds like a Dark Souls enemy or something, but... Footwork gains 3 dexterity. All of a sudden, Deflect is like an insanely valuable card. Might as well play everything. We got this guy on the ropes. He's never going to do damage to us until our next turn anyway. Sorry, until he gets all the way around the cycle here, so I got nothing to worry about there. Most of our hands are going to afford us good opportunities to play a defend without it costing us any attack. Because we're only going to draw, you know, 2 attacks, or we'll have a little surplus energy. You get the idea. This turn is an exception. I would love to play Blur, but you gotta start with Bouncing Flask. And I think you just hit him with the Bane after that. It's 14 damage, whereas this is 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 15 damage over time. This is Burst. Rather, hit him right now. So hopefully we draw Blur again quickly, but it doesn't matter too much, I think. As long as he doesn't purge his debuffs. I think we want to apply Poison. Survivor really just works. We don't need to play anything else. Yeah, I think we want to get Poison stacked up as quickly as possible. My prediction is that he will be dead before he gets to do another attack. Or another attack after going all the way around the horn, that is. I'm not saying we're going to kill him this turn, which is what it sounded like I was saying, but I promise you that's not what I'm saying. This deck actually seems strong. I've got a stronger feeling of confidence than I normally have, or have had recently when I've gotten to this point, at least. Blur being 11 block by itself is really, really nice. This is all, for a defensive-focused deck, this is strong, man. Like, my dude is dead. Only a couple of poison cards is all it really takes. Apparently. I think you gotta like After Image. I think After Image, especially with the refund from using a power, is super nice. I've never encountered a situation where 1,000 cuts has worked for me, but... obtain 1 potion, gain 30 gold, raise max HP by 5. Nah, you got it, Black Star. I feel like I should be taking greater variety, and Black Star might lead to me being a little bit more aggressive than I should be in the start of the game, but I watch other people play this game. Black Star is a respected option. He's not going to get poisoned, but it would remove all of his poison debuffs, but like, do I actually care about that? I don't think we need poison to take him down. I think it would just help. Might as well, right? Gets rolled over, so we'll go into our next turn with 12 block, and he's going to hit us for 10, so we get a free turn. You definitely want to play After Image. That may defend 0, which is more or less irrelevant. We're going to use Poison Stab. Remember, we have After Image now, so every card we play is even more block. But if it takes us, you know, we got to use a Neutralize as well. Probably being drawn on the next turn. So we're going to whittle him down there. I'm glad we didn't waste Bouncing Flask to make it happen. Footwork made strike free. We are going to take some damage, but, you know, we fought this guy many times. Taking 9 damage against him is not really that big of a deal. He only has 20 HP also. Like, he looks like he's a lot stronger than he is. Once you get him to this point, you're almost there. I would like Bouncing Flask now, though, please, if you don't mind. How much you block him for? 15. That's a lot. But we've almost removed one of your principal benefits. Just takes time. We're out-defending him. And we're definitely able to out-damage him. Oh, you start with this. Oh, buddy. 10 damage, huh? Oh, I gotta give you one of those for certain. Probably follow it up with one of these. And then, I can't afford you. But I'm not taking any damage, and you are. So we just gotta sneak a little bit of damage past the filter there. And I'll be a happy man. 6/6. He's dead, I think. Yeah. Beautiful. That was good. Losing 9 HP on that guy is not really that big of a deal. And a regen potion more than makes up for it. So Choke is pretty good, but I don't think it fits the archetype strictly. And I'm trying to keep the deck as thin as possible. More rares, less garbage, please. Footwork. It made a strike free. A wish. It had made something else free, but that's okay. Because we'll apply this to you. You're going to like it, and that's okay. We're going to use our regen potion. Because our fight's going to be going on for a while here. We want to heal so we're in a good state against the elite that's upcoming. So this guy starts filling our deck with hexes. Especially the more we block, which is dangerous. Or play anything, really. But so After Image makes something free. It was a defend. Get stabbed, my friend. Get stabbed, my friend. I'm playing nothing else because I don't want to get any more hexes unnecessarily. He's weakening me, strengthening himself, trying to make the fight go on as long as possible. I don't respect it. We're going to weaken him. 15. That's no good. Hit him twice there. I love it. We're still going to take 3. But we also healed for 3. It might not be that simple, though, because I think we overhealed. Which is not possible, so you get the idea. He's dead probably on the next turn. So we'll probably leave at full HP, which is pretty good. We need to hit him for 9. Yeah, we got it. Or do we? We don't got it? That's unfathomable. It doesn't matter, but like technically I suppose. So like you're still not gonna hurt us. I just want to make that clear. We're blocking for 22. But I'm sad you're not dead already here. So we're gonna end turn. You're dead. We gained HP over the course of the fight. Wonderful assurance that we're kind of on the right path. We got an okay potion on the way back. A deflect plus, I don't know. A flying knee actually kind of fits. Because some of our poison enablers, namely Bouncing Flask, are expensive. I'm not going to become a vampire. I like the deck as is. I would love Gremlin Horn, but we can't afford it. So, Cauldron. Getting over it? We're going to remove a card. And we're going to remove... We're going to remove another basic strike. I think. We should be aware... Well-laid plans is also wonderful. That would have been a completely adequate choice, but I'm obsessed with this deck thinness right now. Right, this becomes dangerous, right? Are we willing to do this? Lose 1 HP, lose 2 HP, lose 3 HP, obtain the book, lose 10 HP. I'll take it, dude. Start each combat with a random power in your hand. It costs 0 until the end of turn. That seems awesome, assuming we don't get garbage powers. It's Noxious Fumes. That's an incredible power. It also just made Flying Knee free. Dagger Spray is so good. Get nuded on. Oh, dude, this was an exquisite start. What is this? The Enchiridion? Enchiridion? I don't know, man, but the power that it's giving me is out of control. Thank you for the Dex, which also gave me A3 Defend. I'd say it's probably enough block. We're not always going to get Noxious Fumes, but I already feel justified in the way that I've approached this. Bane's great, but I think you got to do this. Oh, it gave us free Bane. I love it. Get flasked, my friend. All we need to do now is draw Dagger Spray on our next turn. It'll kill everything instantly. Well, it'll hurt everything a lot, okay? That's the important part. Okay, so we're just going to have to block through, unfortunately. And honestly, you know, you do that. You got enough block now. What I think you do anyway is just go for the overblock. This way, we're going to have 27 block. No, my math is wrong. We're going to have 25 block for the next turn. How much are they hidden for? That's a lot. I think I regret my decision-making process a little bit. Either way, though, we're going to hit you with this Newt. 27. I really just want you to die. I'm worried these guys are going to become stronger, but I'm going to hit him anyway. I think it's worth the use of a fire. Oh, he should have... it didn't matter if he played defend. We're not taking any damage and we don't have blur. So this guy's done. He's taken care of. We're going to get 2 relics for having taken care of him, and that's extremely good. Obviously, you want a flying knee on a turn like this. You'd like to poison him a little bit more, and he's literally dead before he can attack again, so essentially we got him. Minion. These guys leave when their leader is gone, and he is just extremely gone. It went very well. Warpaint. Upgrade 2 random skills. Sure, Bouncing Flask deserved it. Defend, I can live with it. Think of... Oh, I mean, 2 blurs is really good. I love Cloak and Dagger Plus. I got to accept that a free blur plus is probably right. So Burning Blood's going to heal us a little bit before each fight. I don't think that's that good, but it's something. After Image being innate, I'm not even going to look at anything else. This costs us 1, but refunds us 1 energy immediately, so I'm going to live with that. We also have 5 energy to begin with right off the bat here. We also start with Caltrops for free. Like, this is disgusting. Caltrops is free. That has now made Blur free. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. That made Bouncing Flask free. We're too lucky. Alright, bounces 4 times now. This is a really, really good first turn. Remember also that whenever an enemy attacks you, they're going to take 3 damage. So we've really got these guys pretty much taken care of right off the bat. We already have enough block, plus we have After Image, plus we have a free block card. So, seems good. The reason I wanted to take a second blur, by the way, is for the idea of chain blurs. You know, we blur one turn, it rolls over, we draw a blur on the next turn, it rolls over again. We're never going to get, at least, I don't think anytime soon we're going to hit, like, Infinity Blur, as much as I would love to. This is a tough one. 11 and 8. Plus a little bit extra for doing it. I'm just thinking, like, who do we want to neutralize? I think you neutralize you to avoid overkilling you with poison, because the only damage we have is via this. And we'll hit you with that. And then we'll defend. And then we'll defend. So we got 24 block up there. You're definitely dead on this turn. I just need 1 strike. We got a Dagger Spray, surely. Even better. Blur is 11 block by itself. And then, I mean, I hate to play this not for value. Well, we're energized, right? Yeah. We could just play a Defend Plus, and then we're rolling 13 block over to the next turn, and we can be a little bit more aggressive in our attacks. That might be appropriate. Nuded, we got enough already. Hit him with the Deflect, hit him with the Strike. No blur this time, but hey, why not put up as much block as possible? It's about a united front. This guy's got 12 strength now. And he's dead. See how that did for you, mister? No more heals, but a regen potion, which is literally a heal. I think you just say... I mean, via Backstab, we have 2 innate powers to start every game with. So we could easily get this for 0, but like... I don't know. I think I would rather just have more dexterity. It seems to be playing into our block hand so far. Whenever you discard a card during your turn, gain 3 block. It doesn't really fit the archetype right now, but perhaps. So I love Infinite Blades for free. That made Blur free. We'll play After Image for free. It made Defend for, or that was for 1, sorry. I think we will heal here as well. And honestly, like I do want to Blur, and I want to Defend, but I want to poison you as well, because this fight is oftentimes a little bit scary. All of our cards get confusing values, so just putting you on any sort of timer is good for me. So a 0 mana Shiv, that's good. And honestly, I think we would choose to probably roll over 20 block and just continue to sort of whittle you. That's the Blur combo we were talking about. And he is attacking, so it wasn't worthless. Dude, I am probably not going to play Footwork for 3. That's just terrible value. Poison Stab for 1. I love it. Flying Knee for 1. I love it. Deflect for 1 is just, it doesn't do anything for us, but I'll do it anyway. See, we don't roll over our defense next turn. Either way, though, this dude's like half dead. We have been made vulnerable, so he could hurt us on this turn. Please make, like, Survivor free. I think I made Flying Knee free, which is also great. I'm just, like, seeing against all odds. I think I would rather deal 14 damage and block for 7, which also carried 2 extra block with it, or 1 extra block. I'm just playing Survivor. So we end up taking 10 damage, but at least, you know, we take him to probably being killed on this turn, which is where we want to be. But it does depend on what we draw and how much it costs us. Neutralize for 3 is like the world's biggest slap in the face. So we played our 2 defensive cards that allowed us to not get hurt. It's actually nice. We got to heal a little bit more. The fight went fine, actually. I'd like to get a potion back, but the fight went just fine. And I'm a believer in this deck. As long as we keep our resolve strong, we only take cards that really add to the archetype. And Dagger Spray is beautiful. I will still take Dagger Spray. So Tools of the Trade for 0. Beautiful. Made Dagger Spray cost 0. Give me a Footwork. Footwork made Blur cost 0. So After Image is not going to make anything cost 0, but we're still going to play it. And everything costs 0 now. So Blur, Deflect, put a Neutralize on maybe the biggest one. 16 plus 12 damage, 28 damage. We're only going to take 7, and this is probably going to be the worst turn for us from that category. And every time we discard a card, we gain 3 block. So having Tools of the Trade is actually an okay get for that. So we'll dump, hey Tomo. They're dealing 22. I think we should dump a basic strike. We're not going to get to it. So this is like the weakest of all of our plays, but how can you hate on it? Like, it works. We've taken them closer to death. They're not going to touch us. Well, they wounded us and made us vulnerable. But apart from that, I mean, we did 8 damage each. It's pretty good. This time, we will discard Bane. Nobody's poisoned yet, and we're a little weaker, so it's not really like an appropriate play for it. Footwork has made Blur free. And then if we just play 2 more cards, we're not taking any more damage. So we might as well not play anything defensive. And we'll just get one of them close to death. Remember, this is an elite, so the cost of this is high, but the benefit is that we get 2 relics out of it. You're not going to let me attack for a turn. That's bad. Luckily, our blocks are still good. I mean, we don't need Dagger Spray. You're going to hit me pretty hard. 13, 13, 7. You're going to hit me for 2. And you added a wound. I mean, if that's the most damage they're putting out, I'm a happy man. You know what I mean? Just dump that. Get that trash out of here. 5 damage, 3 poison. As 8 doesn't quite kill you. 8 damage doesn't quite kill you. Wow, it's like the height of bombers. You're dead in 1 turn, though. $13, 10, 23, 19, 27. But then we're playing 2 blocks. Alright, there you go. We solved the puzzle. We're still getting weakened, and we're not really poisoning anybody. And that's really, we need to maybe get some more poison enablers. Particularly like a real Noxious Fumes for our deck, I think would be nice. It's a tough one. I think you choose to, oh, we're not going to take 1, because we're going to Blur. Then we're going to Bouncing Flask. You ate it the hardest, so congratulations. You're almost dead as is. Actually, you're going to be dead, because you're going to swing at me, and you're going to take damage. No, we don't have... The Caltrops was that thing we had that one time. Okay. So we're going to make it out of this. I really doubt we're going to get hit again. Wrong, like, bad draw could get us there, but I doubt it's going to happen. You're already dead. Then we should blur to help our next turn. And then it's just like, deflect helps our next turn. Dagger spray, obviously. Dagger spray continues to be good. Alright, we're completely set. Now we're just in, it's the relic waiting room. We still got 30 block. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna poison you. I'm gonna defend. You're dead. You actually cannot get another attack in. I love it. We've only got 20 cards in this deck. I will admit that some of our utility comes from whatever weird power we get at the start of every turn, which is always dangerous. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerable. It's beautiful. Whenever you skip a card at a reward screen, your HP goes up by 2. Also great. Unfortunately, I'm almost always gonna take footwork, but Catalyst is also really good. I'm only doing this because we've already got two footworks in here. And to be honest, like, I'm just gonna keep upgrading the footworks. They don't seem to have ever let me down yet. This guy's annoying. If we can block through him, though, we can pretty much block through anybody. Whenever you play a card, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Beautiful. Gave us a poison stab for free. Play a little after image. Gave us a strike for free. Give me a little blur. Give me a little defend. Give me a little survivor. We got 13 damage being rolled over to our next turn. We're not really a combo-focused deck, so 1,000 cuts is not that good, but it's damage, and it was also free. So, get neutralized, my friend. And footwork is going to refund a card. It refunded Dagger Spray. I was hoping for Bouncing Flask, admittedly, but then we'll hit you with Bouncing Flask, and that's 12 extra poison on you. We're taking no damage, but we got no blur for the next turn, and he does get stronger and stronger, so keep that in mind. So he's hitting us for 21 here. Well, let's get our refund. So that gives us a free Catalyst. I am going to pop it right now. Maybe we could poison him for more later, but we're not going to get Catalyst again within the next 3 turns, which is really when we need to get it in order to stop this from being value, so... We continue to take no damage, and he's on like a 2-turn timer. Don't think we can kill him. Hit him with the blur. We'll hit him with the defend. We're at 27, he's dealing 24. So I think we'll hit him with the Bane. He's going to be at 27 HP, which is actually 3. Once you run the math. So literally any offensive card will kill him, including a neutralize. That was just a master class in facing the exact right enemy for this deck right now. So Shuriken is actually something I was going to ask for. We can cause ourselves to get strength gain. Now we want to get some like Cloak and Dagger for sure. Mercury Hourglass dealing damage to enemies on every single turn is also great for us. I think you have to love Infinite Blades. In this situation, it refunds you because of our power ability, and the Shiv allows you to enable Shuriken so much more easily. This is another good test, actually. These guys are sincerely annoying. So Well-Laid Plans. Gives us 1 energy back for free, and also allows us to store a card, obviously. Might as well use our free Dagger Spray. After Image. Makes Bane free. Infinite Blades made Blur free. We might as well Bane. Strike you. That raised our strength. And then we blurred. We're still going to take 8 damage and get debuffed slightly. We might want to rest before our final bit of combat here, but we'll see. 12 damage. This guy's got to go. Well. Can we kill him? We might not be able to kill him. We made a free defend. We made a free defend. We're not taking any damage, I'll tell you that much. Sadly did not get Shuriken enabled. This guy's gonna live, but he's gonna be pretty hurt. Moreover, our dex is up by 6 already. Our strength is up by 1, but our dex is up by 6, so I'm not overly concerned. This almost kills you. It makes me very angry. So that's Shuriken. We don't want to play Catalyst here. We can retain it. We might get Bouncing Flask. We might be more or less guaranteed to get Bouncing Flask, actually. No Bouncing Flask. You're going to hit me for 18. Sadly for you, that's pretty irrelevant. So we wanted to get Shuriken available. And then, honestly, it doesn't matter what we play. But I'm going to end turn, and I'm going to keep Survivor. Just in case we need to block through something on our next turn. He can't get ahead of us. We got too much defense. Not to mention every turn we're kind of just, you know, getting stronger. So Survivor by itself is 14 block. Well, so is Blur. So Blur rolls over 2 block to begin with. Then 1, 2... And I don't think this counts as an attack. So we're not getting the strength bonus, but he is also, like, essentially dead. So we'll just keep, like, I don't know, that might be 10 block. It's 10 block. 10 block for 0 energy is pretty solid. We got a deck, dude. I actually don't think we need Deadly Poison. I think 1 energy for 10 damage over 4 turns is actually pretty bad. I think, and I mean, this is rich of me to say, because I think I've clearly stated I don't really understand the meta, based on the fact that I lose the vast majority of the games that I play, but I kind of feel like Deadly Poison needs a buff. They would know more than me, admittedly, but I'm just saying my piece. So we get Noxious Fumes for free. That's just beautiful. That gave us Footwork for free, which then gave us a free Blur. We'll play After Image. That gave us a free Survivor. We still want to play it, because we get Blur. And then, we don't want to play Survivor yet. We want to play it last. So we have 34 block being rolled over into our next turn. We don't have 3 attacks. So I think you neutralize the big guy. How much damage are they dealing? 13 plus 18, 31. So we're already ahead of them. You know we're going to have a Catalyst eventually. So I want to Poison Stab the big guy, I think. Pop a Blur. And, I mean, if we have Blur, we might as well play out our whole hand. We're going to be rolling over like 37 block into our next turn. And these guys are only getting more and more hurt by the poison over time. This is our last turn with free guaranteed block. Because we're not going to be able to get to a Blur. It's kind of a tough one. You want to play Footwork. Footwork gave us a free defend, which we don't need to play. Infinite Blades give us a free Catalyst. I am going to pop that. I feel like if you find yourself waiting on Catalysts, you're in the wrong. Like, I think you're almost always going to be happiest to play it as soon as you draw it. It's like 11 poison damage on him right now seems like it's probably worth more than 30 on him in 6 turns or whenever we draw that card next. I think. So these guys, we gotta go Dagger Spray. The reasoning is extremely simple. First off, it did enable Shuriken. Give me the energy over the extra damage. It killed them, but it also enabled Shuriken, which is lovely. So we're going to get debuffed in every conceivable way here for a long time. But he's got to spend a turn summoning people anyway. So hopefully, I was just going to say, Bouncing Flask is like a great draw. And honestly, it's a really good turn to not get Blur on, because we wouldn't have wanted it. We only wanted attacks on that turn. We can get to 3 attacks here. But we could also block for enough and then just let Noxious Fumes deal the damage for us. Which I think is the approach I'm going to continue to take. You're dealing 30-something damage. I don't love that. Let me think. We're weak. We're also frail. That's part of the problem. Another 16 block plus 2. 18 block is 30. We'll take like 6 damage. I don't love throwing the attacks and the shurikens away, but The boss is on a deceptively short timer. He might have like 3-4 turns left before we're talking about lethal, so to take a little bit of damage doesn't matter. You're dead. And we're well equipped for our next turn. We also got a shuriken bonus there. That's what an Infinite Blades is basically like, the shuriken enabler. So on this turn, he's not dealing enough damage to scare me at all, so we're pretty much just gonna go essentially like completely for broke. And he's like literally exactly dead. Wonderful. Dude, this deck could work. This could be a win. So I actually think that Glass Knife is really good. What are our skills? Being able to play Bouncing Flask twice is incredible. Blur twice is actually really good. Like, Burst is pretty solid here, but Glass Knife, I think it gets us what we need. We're gonna go Sozu. It's just really good. You get extra energy on every turn. So for now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm a true believer in this deck right now. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.